Chapter 1. Start your morning with love. Say good words to yourself, and it will change your day. Good morning. Maybe you have not received a message today wishing you a good morning or a good day, so let this greeting find you now. This tiny thing can change an entire day because it reminds us that people think and care about us. Even if such a message didn't make you happy this morning, remember that you deserve it. The fact that no person nearby can appreciate you does not mean that you do not deserve happiness and pleasant things. We still need good mornings and afternoons, even if we no longer receive messages with greetings. You are still made up of those cute and beautiful habits that make you unique, even when no one sees you. For example, no one else has this kind of laugh or your habit of biting a pencil. You are a strong and bright person, and it does not matter that no one messaged you today. It's up to you to decide what to do with your life, so don't give up on such a thing as unsaid words. Thousands of details make you beautiful, and they are still charming, even if someone says that they no longer love you. It is always easier for people to show indifference than to open up and show feelings for each other, thereby becoming more vulnerable. Small messages will remind your loved ones that the day's setbacks are not significant as long as someone needs them. When we lose something we love, we try not to let it go. We keep it in our memory, returning to the details over and over again. Heidi Priebe wrote her book on moving on and letting go of those little things, even when it hurts. She says how not to lose faith and love and willingness to share your soul in a relationship. This Is Me Letting You Go will be a support for those who find it difficult to forgive. Chapter 2. The desire to meet a soulmate affects our actions, but the time of our lives is more important than relationships. We often talk about the wrong time. Allegedly, we meet a person at the wrong time, and that is why a relationship did not work out. Allegedly, we met a person at the wrong time, and that was why the relationship did not work out. But in reality, there are only unsuitable people. When we meet the right person, time fades into the background, and the circumstances of the meeting doesn't matter anymore. The right person will never get in the way of your dreams. When you meet them, you will always have time to let them into your life. But what if you were told that you would never meet the love of your life, your soulmate? How will your life change? Indeed, you want to say that everything will remain the same without that one thing, because you are strong and independent. We don't want to admit it, but love determines all of our actions, even when we buy new clothes or decide to go on a picnic. The idea that someone will love us with all our shortcomings makes us less worried about them. Perhaps the prospect of never meeting the love of our lives would set us free and make us take care of close people more carefully. It would push us to fulfill our long-standing goals, courageous deeds, and travel. Since childhood, you have been trying to be correct. You blush and feel ashamed when criticized. You try to play by the rules. It is difficult to live with the storm of contradictions inside, but there is space for desperate and sincere hearts in this world. One day, you will look at your life with confidence and acceptance, and the storm will no longer bother you. You are the love of your life, as you can always understand and accept yourself. What if you met a person and fell in love with them, but your desires and goals do not coincide? Life forces us to make choices every day. Love should not conquer and dominate everything, becoming an obstacle in your life path. It should not be the main compromise in your life. Your life should inspire you, not your relationships, although some may be worth the sacrifice. But will both sides be happy? When we strive for what is important to us, we attract our people. This is how you will meet the person who won't demand sacrifices. Love is beautiful, but not enough to make up for a lifetime. You are the most attractive when you're not worried about who you're attracting. Heidi Priebe, Chapter 3. When failures seem to have broken you, life will show that they have made you stronger. Fatigue is the eternal companion of the modern pace of life. We get tired simply because we live. It happens to everyone, even those who shine every day and are ready to give their energy endlessly. Most often, we get tired of other people, of uncertainty, and lies. We don't talk about our huge, overwhelming, most shameful failures because we don't want to admit what they reveal about who we are. But therein lies the choice. You get to decide after every failure, every defeat, every life-altering mistake, what kind of person you are. Heidi Priebe. We are much stronger than we think. Sometimes we give up when we see no results. But even those who you admire get tired and fail. They just always have the strength to move on. Give yourself time, and you can change, and a second wind will open up for you. Expectation is the second companion of our time. Loving without expectations means learning to appreciate what you have and live in peace with yourself. If you love yourself, you don't cancel plans and ruin your schedule to please others. Become someone to be proud of. Be honest with yourself, and even if everyone from your environment disappears, you will still have yourself. We desire to hear that we are the best, but before someone says it, we must believe it. Being resilient is about forgiving and dealing with setbacks. Failure is sometimes challenging to survive. In numerous motivational articles, authors do not mention what to do if you no longer want to fight and believe in yourself after a defeat. Not all failures can be forgiven, but failure is a necessary change, even if you do not emerge from this lesson as a shining star. Some failures are a forced lesson. We have to give them meaning ourselves. There's a massive gap between the decision to forgive and genuine forgiveness. Sometimes forgiveness feels like betraying yourself because you are in so much pain. But anger will never let you heal. In our hearts, we understand that forgiveness is the surest way. Finding peace is a battle, and forgiveness maintains balance, even if it doesn't change the situation. Chapter 4. You should forgive yourself for many things. One of them is your partner's infidelity. Think about 14 things to forgive yourself for. Something important that suddenly turned out to be meaningless. All the methods that helped you fight the pain. A person whom you have never been able to love with all your soul. Extra calories at lunch. All your imperfections. You are enough. The way you treated your parents when you were younger. How you have treated yourself all your life. A diploma of education that seems useless to you. Missed moments of life. Any missed opportunities. Words never said. Failures that you could not predict. Events for which you are not yet ready. Mistakes that are still waiting for you to make. Forgiveness is acceptance of responsibility because restoring your world is more important than destroying someone else's. Sometimes you need to be alone because there are times when you are not ready to take care of people next to you. The person you will love should not share the bitterness of your past failures. If you are still suffering, you need more time to be on your own. Stay alone when you are changing and parting with your former self and not yet ready to share your life with someone. You are left alone when you deal with cheating. It is difficult to forget about an affair because you lose two people at once, the person who cheated on you and the person who they seemed to you, your illusion about them. It becomes challenging to find the reasons for betrayal because everything will seem to be the reason. Your appearance, character, time together. After cheating, you may be ashamed of your weakness. We rarely allow ourselves to be completely hurt, but you can accept the pain and survive. Did you know? According to Heidi Priebe, It takes half of the time spent together to forget about a relationship and a year to come to terms with loss because you go through each special occasion on your own. Chapter 5. One day you will be able to look at love anew and be ready to let the past go. The process of letting go has intermediate stages. You throw away their old things and stop buying their favorite food. Completely forgetting your ex is forgetting about important dates. You don't want to share important news with them anymore. Now, victories and defeats belong only to you. But this happens gradually, and you can move forward only when you are ready and not when others tell you to be. The processes of personal development and of letting go are related, but remember, people who had a substantial impact on us do not leave for good, but continue to live in our interests. Things that no one told you about love. The experience of first love is essential, and you will try to recreate it. Love is an addiction. Sometimes it will displace even your most long-term hobbies. Love is hard work. Love can break, and the perfect idea of it will be destroyed forever. Love is a unique experience that no one can predict. Be the one who needs love more. There is always a recipient and a giver in a couple, but it's sad to be the one who is always cold or the one who is always courteous. Be alive. Try. Love. Give all you have. There are already too many indifferent people in the world. Relationships are always worth going through, and even when you know they will hurt, this is an opportunity to let love educate you. After all the failures, it's scary to take risks, but it's worth trying because no one knows what will happen tomorrow. The main thing is to enjoy the moment. It would help if you did not depreciate everything happening now, thinking that the time is wrong. It is no coincidence that the universe brought you to this time and place. The wrong time is just an excuse for your inaction. Do not be afraid to show your flaws and ask your loved ones about their difficulties, their mistakes, and about who they never became. We fall in love with imperfect, real people. You stop waiting for someone to come back through a series of slow, deliberate steps that move you away from the life you thought you'd have and towards the one that's waiting for you. Heidi Priebe, Chapter 6. Take your love by the hand when you're ready for it. It is impossible to forget the person you loved in the blink of an eye. You may feel that your life froze after breaking up. However, moving forward does not mean rushing at great speed. Don't feel like your efforts are in vain if you continue to be sad. We hate periods in which we are waiting for something, especially to be happy, but don't tire of reminding yourself that everything takes time. Sometimes in a series of happy days, there will be one when you can only sob into your pillow. This is what the ladder to happiness looks like. If you take a step back, it means that soon you will take 2 steps forward. The processes of development and of letting go are deeply intertwined, and when you look back, you will see how much you have already overcome. You know that you cannot completely get rid of the memory of the time you spent together, but the day will come when you will be ready to move on. It will be the day when you fully come to your senses. So take the risk of falling in love again, even if your past relationship attempts have failed. When you're in love, you have all the time in the world, and even if your heart breaks again, it will be worth the effort. Be here and now. Do not think about the past or the future. One day, you will be ready to make your wedding vows. You will be prepared to walk next to the person and always choose them. You will strive to travel with them. Together, you will walk in the mountains, live in tents, explore unknown cities, and grow. You will quarrel and argue, but you will never exist silently without discussing your life. You will enter into this relationship consciously, without looking back. You will make promises with a pure heart, and your best days will begin at that moment. The future we want will not arrive without our participation. And in order to get there, we have to blindly and blissfully trust that it's going to be somewhere indescribably worth going. Heidi Priebe. Conclusion. At one point, you will stop waiting for your ex to return. It happens when you allow life to change. One day, someone will appear and take the empty space in your heart. But for now, be your own most caring support. There's a theory about the existence of multiple universes. You live in the one that divided your couple. Sometimes it's easier to think that the other universes don't exist. May your universe be enough for you. We are not always ready for the changes that life brings. It's hard to leave what you love when you're not prepared for it. But it would be best if you believed that what lies ahead is much better. When you leave a person or place behind, you need to go back to the beginning. Remember how unexpected meetings can be, and you will understand that they will happen again. It's okay to be sad and look back, but the best days are coming. Sometimes a breakup is the only happy ending of a story. Let emotions and good memories remain with you. Love doesn't have to last forever to stay with us forever. Therefore, if you are still holding someone in your heart, repeat that you can accept the loss. Acknowledge that sadness is inevitable and that you will feel empty. Know your life and the life of that person are two different roads. Life goes on, and you will stop thinking about it. You will meet a new love, and it will fill all your thoughts. Let this freedom and sincere wish for happiness become your last gift to your ex. Let them go. Try this. Think of a hobby or wish you have wanted to complete for a long time. For example, driving courses, drawing lessons, or horse riding. Allow yourself to be interested in what will make you better. Do not overwhelm yourself with social interactions if you're going through a difficult period, but do not be alone for too long. Try spring cleaning. It will be a metaphor for cleansing your mind. Do it yourself or invite friends for some fun.